You wake up, put on your Ray-Ban Meta glasses. You're living all in. You realize you need coffee. So you say,
"Hey, Meta, how do I make a latte?"
Brew 2 shots of espresso.
After Meta AI gets you caffeinated, you're ready for some beats.
"Hey, Meta, play hip-hop music."
You head to meet some friends, but can't remember the place.
"Hey, Meta, call Eva."
Ray-Ban Meta glasses, the next generation of AI glasses. Just say, "Hey, Meta," to harness the power of Meta AI. Shop now at meta.com/smartglasses.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Upgrade your holiday entertainment with the Vizio 5.1 soundbar. Now just $198 on Amazon. Enjoy immersive audio with 3 full-range speakers, 2 surround speakers, and a wireless subwoofer. Plus, with Dolby Atmos, you'll experience sound that flows all around you. Listen to your favorite holiday songs on North Pole Radio with iHeartRadio in no time, thanks to Vizio's easiest setup ever. Whether it's a gift for someone special or an upgrade for yourself, the Vizio 5.1 soundbar makes the season sound spectacular. Get yours for $198 on Amazon today.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, Mo Kelly, Nautica De La Cruz. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Nautica, first, it's great to see you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah.
Feliz Navidad.
Exactly, exactamente. You might have heard our previous conversation talking about family traditions and how younger generations specifically is moving away from food traditions and other celebratory traditions. Where do you come out on that?
You know what? I have to agree with you. I'm kind of tired of the big meals and the dressing up. I just really want to be chill. And I'm going to see my mom for the holidays. And I told my mom, nothing fancy. She's like, should I do a turkey? No, Mom, I said, you know what? You could do rice with chicken and a plátano, and I am super happy. Nothing fancy. And I said, can we make it to where we show up in sweats?
Yes.
And she was like, what? Because my mom is you got to dress up to the T.
Right.
And put on your makeup and your mascara.
I don't have to put up makeup.
No, you don't. No. You don't. You have to put on lashes. But no. And she was like, okay, I like that. I said, Mom, don't put stress on yourself. Do not put stress on yourself.
Are there any foods that deep down, they got to be there?
I love arroz con gandules. It's a Puerto Rican staple rice. Tamales, but we make tamales out of hojas de plátano, which are plantain leaves. In Mexican culture, they make them the hojas de maíz, which are the corn leaves. Yes. Yeah. We make them the hojas de plátano. So, the where the bananas grow, the plantains grow, we take those leaves, we wash them real good, we soak them in, make sure, everything is clean. And then that's where we put the stuffing of the tamales. La masa, And so.
Look at I know. I love tamales. That used to be a staple dish around our house.
And that is a process, not only in our culture.
All day, isn't it?
And it's an all day thing because you have to cook the potatoes, you have to season the meat, you have to cook the meat, you have to cook the vegetables, and then you do the masa, and then you do it all together, and then you stuff them. And then my job was sometimes either I stuffed or I tied them, but I didn't do a good job at tying them. And if you don't tie them right when you put them in the water to cook, so they took me off that job. I got fired.
Wow. Yeah, don't piss off the elders.
No. But you know what's so funny is that I did this a lot, especially growing up in New York, because my grandmother was the one that kind of had the whole, table. And she was the one that directed everybody. And she told us what our jobs were. And if we put too much meat in one, she'd be like, no. And she'd shave it off because you have to extend these tamales. And these are tamales that we would start from Thanksgiving all the way till Dia de los Reyes, which is Day of the Kings.
I learned something today.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love it.
Yeah, because you can freeze them. and you.
I know, because I've been eating them for a while. Those don't count as leftovers because they weren't originally put out.
Tamales are one of those things that you could freeze and eat all year, but it takes a lot of people, a lot of elbow grease, a lot of leg work, and a lot of patience.
But when they're good, they're good.
Yes. Yeah.
Producer Kiana makes them fire. Fire to my Kiana.
Got to
if
bring
you're
some more.
listening, you've got to bring some more. Damn it, your tamales are fire.
I just saw on Instagram before I came in here, she's making pozole. So
Pozole is good too. Yeah. And not everyone can make that.
I don't know how to make that. I
Yeah.
don't. I do not. But I love all staple foods. And I am half Puerto Rican, half Colombian. So on my Colombian side, we do arepas. We do arepas de chocolo, which are they're corn, it's kind of like a tortilla, but it's a little thicker. We do sudao. Sudao is it's kind of like a wet stewy chicken. And we eat that with rice. So we have a lot of great food around, you know.
I'm sorry, I stepped on too much of your time.
No, it's okay.
Where did you venture to this week?
Oh, I went to the Enchanted Forest of Light at Descanso Gardens. I've never been to Descanso Gardens during the day, so I'm going to have to re-go because I went at night. And they have the they have the light show. And it's actually really, really nice. It's about a mile walk, and visitors can stroll along a 1 mile path filled with creative lights display, including vibrant tulip fields, sparkling forests, and an interactive art piece. It really is extraordinarily beautiful. Now, the event is designed to captivate people of all ages, making it a perfect outing for families during the holiday season, since we're talking about the holidays. And it's nice to get together with your families and just to enjoy the activities. There's many light displays. Also, visitors are asked to, if they would like to engage in some of the fun that they have there. There are spots along the trail that you could purchase festive snacks and hot drinks, and you could just walk around and enjoy the lights, enjoy the art. Make sure you wear some comfortable shoes. Like I said earlier, it is a 1 mile path walk, and it is wheelchair accessible. And the event is also held rain or shine. And check the weather before you go, because I do know that there is rain coming next week or so. We'll have to ask Mark about that. But
Mark is never right.
He's never right? But to make most of your visit, dress warmly, since the event takes place outdoors. And visitors will also find Descanso Gardens gift shops. The gift shops have some nice little Christmas gifts that you might want to purchase, or maybe a stocking stuffer. So definitely check that out. Now, I do want to say that tickets must be purchased in advance online or by phone. They are not sold on site. So definitely check that out. It is a little on the pricier side. I'm sorry. I love free ski, free 99. I try to get you free events, but it is beautiful and it is worth it. For the adults, it's $35 to $45. And for children 2 to 12, it's $25 to $30. Also, it is going to be here. The Enchanted Forest of Lights runs until January 5th, 2025. I can't believe we're saying 2025 already. And it's from 5:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. So once again, go check it out. It's beautiful. Take the family. Descanso Gardens, located at 1418 Descanso Drive in La Cañada. And on another note about lights, Daisy emailed me and she was like, Nautica, you've been to a few light places like for the holidays. I was wondering if you had a holiday list. So I do have a holiday list for here in Los Angeles. There is the Enchanted Forest of Lights in Descanso Gardens, as I said. There's Candy Cane Lane in Woodland Hills.
Yes, definitely.
There's the Holiday Road at the King Gillette Ranch, which I went to a few weeks ago. The LA Zoo Lights as well. The Venice Canals Holiday Lights. The Marina del Rey Boat Parade. Sleepy Hollow Christmas Lights, that's in the city of Torrance, and Christmas Tree Lane in Altadena. Those are some here. And they're roughly here between, I think I checked online, anywhere between New Year's Eve and the 1st. So those are some great places to take the family. And if you want that list, you could log on to www.timeout.com. So, you could either go in your pajamas or you could go in your sweats. Go check out some lights.
The way people wear pajamas now these days, they probably would anyhow. I was at getting some food, and I just looked, and it's like everyone was wearing pajamas. It's like, what the hell is going on?
I don't know. I think after COVID, we lost fashion.
Maybe.
I have an important question.
Yes.
If you wear pajamas to the store or out to someplace in public, do you wear those same pajamas back to bed without washing them first?
Oh.
I don't wear pajamas, so I'm not the person to answer that question.
Me neither. I don't.
Robin, do you wear pajamas?
I do wear pajamas, but I wouldn't wear them to bed if I wore them out in public.
Okay, so they're public pajamas and then they're private pajamas.
Throw them in an autoclave.
Got it. It's Later with Mo Kelly, Friday nights with Nautica. We'll have more in just a moment with the Hidden Gem. KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeart.
You wake up, put on your Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Classic style, innovative tech. You're living all in. You realize you need coffee, desperately. So you say,
Hey, Meta, how do I make a latte?
To make a latte, brew 2 shots of espresso.
after Meta AI gets you caffeinated, you start walking to work, and you need a soundtrack.
Hey, Meta, play hip-hop music.
With the built-in camera, you snap a pic of a dope mural on the side of a building that you think is worth sharing.
Hey, Meta, text my last photo to Eva.
Sending message.
After work, you head to meet some friends.
Hey, nice glasses.
Ray-Ban Meta glasses, the next generation of AI glasses. Just say, hey, Meta, to harness the power of Meta AI. Listen to music, make hands-free calls with open-ear audio and built-in microphones, and so much more. All while staying present for the world around you. Shop Ray-Ban Meta glasses at meta.com/smartglasses.
Every day when you log into ChumbaCasino.com, the ultimate online social casino, you get a free daily bonus. Imagine if you got daily bonuses in other parts of your life.
I chose French fries over loaded French fries.
I asked Stuart from accounting about his weekend, even though I don't care.
I updated my operating system without having to call tech support.
Collect your free daily bonus at ChumbaCasino.com now. And live the Chumba life. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Radio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. It's Friday nights with Nautica de la Cruz on Later with Mo Kelly. Today's hidden gem is David Afra. David Afra grew up in the vibrant streets of East Los Angeles, where life wasn't always easy, but the sense of community was strong. His parents, immigrants, who worked tirelessly to provide for their family, always encouraged him to focus on education. From a young age, David had a knack for numbers and enjoyed helping his dad balance the family's budget. That spark grew into a passion, and David set his sights on becoming an accountant. After graduating from high school, David enrolled into the local college to pursue his dream. While balancing part-time jobs to pay for his classes, he gained valuable experiences by offering free tax prep help to neighbors during tax season. His commitment to giving back was inspired by the people around him who believed in lifting each other up. By the time David completed his accounting degree, he was eager not only to launch his career, but also to find a way to continue helping others in his community. That's when he discovered heartsofla.org. Drawn to their mission of providing free programs and resources to understand youth and families, David saw an opportunity to use his skills in a meaningful way. He started volunteering as a financial literacy mentor, teaching workshops on budgeting and saving. His efforts gave families the tools they needed to manage their money more effectively, empowering them to build a better future. Hearts of LA, also known as HOLA, H-O-L-A, has been a cornerstone of support for East LA residents for decades. The organization offers a wide range of programs, including academic tutoring, arts, education, sports leagues, and careers readiness workshops. HOLA's mission is simple but impactful: to create a safe and supportive space where kids and families can grow, thrive, and dream big. Through HOLA, H-O-L-A, David has seen firsthand how lives are changed. Kids who once struggled with schoolwork now find confidence through after-school programs. Families facing financial hardships learn how to take control of their finances through classes. And being a part of HOLA is more than volunteering. It's a chance to give back to the neighborhood that shaped him and ensure the next generation has even more opportunities to succeed. And I think that discussing finances, budgeting and saving is always important and a big part of family. So David, I just want to say thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you'd like to get involved, you'd like to donate, you could also log on to heartofla.org. That's heartofla.org.
You got to tell me, how did this one come across your desk?
Actually, this one was sent to me by an email by LinkedIn, and we were discussing like financial stuff. I'm also in the, other than broadcasting, I'm also in the finance world, and I've worked for 2 business management firms. And so, yes, I know about numbers. It's not what I love, but it's not my passion.
That's your passion, right?
Right. But we were discussing numbers, and he was telling me about, how he got involved in this organization, and he also listens to KFI. And so he said, have you talked about them before? And I said, I don't think so. Let me look them up. And so I looked them up, and so we had a nice little conversation. And I was really intrigued because I think at a small age, he was introduced to numbers, which kind of reminded me of my dad didn't let me go outside to play enough. I had to do multiplications and addition and subtractions before I wanted to go out to play. He would give me about
I see nothing wrong with that.
He would give me but as a kid, it's like, boring.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But it would always, it kind of got me into like what numbers was really about. And also he would give me play money and we would discuss transactions. And so when I was talking to David, he goes, oh, my dad would do the Monopoly money thing to me. And I go, oh, really? He goes, yeah. And sometimes we would play Monopoly and we would buy, how you buy, hotels and all that other stuff. And it was really a game of thinking and numbers at the same time. And I think that we need to introduce that to the youth. Because yes, I know in high school I took economics, but I don't think that's enough for the youth of today. And I see so many people that are struggling in debt and they're just racking up their credit cards and getting all these loans and they don't know how to manage their finances.
I have been long been a proponent of mandatory financial literacy classes as a requirement for high school graduation.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. And I want to add something because this kind of, talking to David, I sometimes when I talk to people, I do a little bit of research and then it gets your mind going. And during, that week, I saw on Netflix, I don't know if you've seen, but it's this documentary called Buy Now. Have you seen it?
I'm aware of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay. Well, this has to do with financial freedom. It talks about your finances and how much you're spending and how we're just clicking to buy and consumerism. And also, I think another thing, you should definitely see this. I don't want to give too much away, but it is a must-see documentary for everyone. It talks about finances and how you just click and it gets to your door, and over consumerism and how we are messing up what should I say? I would say how we're messing up the earth with all the technology that we're throwing away, but we're not really recycling. Mm-hmm. That's the part that really just made me irate. We are not really recycling, even though we think that we're recycling. And also something that you should also look into, I think, is minimalism, or minimalism-ish, as they say on TikTok. How to live that kind of life, because when you start cluttering your life with too much, you're just buying, and spending your money. You are overstressing yourself.
Oh, it can be very stressful. And we live in a world where it's always taught to us to have more, not be more, not do more.
I want more in my bank account. I don't want more in my house.
I actually want less. I want to have enough in my bank account where I don't have to stress, where I don't feel the need to worry about this, that, or the other. I don't need to have billions of dollars. I really don't. That's never been my aspiration.
No, mine, I don't like to buy anything that's trendy. I see things that are on TikTok and on Instagram and I go, oh, that's kind of cool, but do I need it?
Right.
And I live in a really small place. The square footage is really small. So I always think when I'm purchasing, I go, do I really need it? Where am I going to put it? Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mo. We think alike. Where am I going to put it? Now if it's damaged or if it's ugly, I'll replace it if I really need it. But if I don't, I don't. And also another thing, and I want to talk about this in the new year, about upcycling and recycling. And, instead of maybe you don't want to drop it off to, I'll say, one of those donation places,
right.
How about asking your friends about, hey, do you need this? Facebook Marketplace has a freebie section of a lot of people. I put stuff there for free too. Like, do you need this? Do you need that? Sometimes we are living in a time where there's a lot of layoffs. Things are very expensive. And, if someone could donate something and give it to you for free, it's like, wow, that's a blessing in itself.
Merry Christmus, Nautica.
Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas, Mo. And to everyone here.
Año Nuevo.
Y un próspero año nuevo.
You wake up, put on your Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Classic style, innovative tech. You're living all in. You realize you need coffee. Desperately. So you say,
Hey, Meta, how do I make a latte?
To make a latte, brew 2 shots of espresso.
After Meta AI gets you caffeinated, you start walking to work, and you need a soundtrack.
Hey, Meta, play hip-hop music.
With the built-in camera, you snap a pic of a dope mural on the side of a building that you think is worth sharing.
Hey, Meta, text my last photo to Eva.
Sending message.
After work, you head to meet some friends.
Hey, nice glasses.
Ray-Ban Meta glasses, the next generation of AI glasses. Just say, hey, Meta, to harness the power of Meta AI. Listen to music, make hands-free calls with open-ear audio and built-in microphones, and so much more, all while staying present to the world around you. Shop Ray-Ban Meta glasses at meta.com/smartglasses.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Head over to NFLshop.com for the largest collection of officially licensed gear from all your favorite brands. NFL Shop is your ultimate gifting destination for jerseys, t-shirts, headwear, and more. Take your game day style to the next level with the best selection of NFL gear anywhere. Show off your team pride this holiday season with styles fit for the whole family. To shop now, go to NFLshop.com.
Muchas bendiciones.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Now on Later with Mo Kelly, Mark talks about movies and TV, pontificates about pop culture. Rahner Report with Mark Rahner.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeart app. It's the Rahner Report, and I'm Mark Rahner. 2 things up front. I am still pissed about how awful Dexter New Blood was a couple of years ago, especially the ending. And I'm going to give you a spoiler here. It's 2 years old. Dexter's own annoying son killed him at the end. Number 2, young Sheldon, young Indiana Jones, young James Bond, young Sherlock Holmes, young John C. Holmes. I don't care about any of that. Just the other day, Tuwala and I were still joking about the badness of the young Han Solo movie and how he got his name. More like Hack Solo. These greedy dips into the well with characters we love usually suck, but at least they also diminish the characters. It's kind of like getting into a body count discussion with somebody you've been dating. You may think you want to know it, but you don't usually feel great by the end of it. But Dexter Original Sin is mostly an exception to that rule. I'm not going to leave you in suspense. I liked it, and I found myself smirking through the whole thing. Here's some of the trailer, and I hope there's no dirty words in it.
It really is like they say. Your life flashes before your eyes. In the beginning, there was blood. And a code I learned from my father.
The code is to make sure you are different from the people that you kill.
It was simple. Kill the bad guys who escape justice. And don't get caught myself.
If anyone knows how powerful urges can be, it's me.
Trust me, you stay the course, you'll be fine.
Well, Dex, homicide looks good on you.
Couldn't agree more.
Detective Batista.
Where's my desk?
Photograph the entire scene. Spatter matters.
It's starting to look like a serial killer art project up in here.
So I got myself a job.
Welcome to Miami Metro. The first day of the rest of your life.
That seems like a good place to stop it. Now, when I first read that after Dexter had died, again, by getting shot by his own annoying son, that they were going back to the well with the Young Dexter origin series, my reaction was something along the lines of, you pieces of crap, do you have to wring every last drop out of absolutely everything? Have you no decency? Let's be honest here. That fourth season of Dexter with John Lithgow as Trinity was maybe the high point of the series, and they should have ended it before Dexter's sister decided she wanted to get it on with him, among assorted other things. Jump the shark. And there's not a living being on this planet who actually liked how the series wrapped up. Let's just be straight here. If it's not on lists of all-time disappointing series finales, I'll write that list myself, and Dexter will come right after Lost. They kind of pulled something off here, though. It's a college-age Dexter before he becomes the vigilante serial killer and police blood spatter expert we know and love. His father, Harry, still alive in this and played by Christian Slater. Patrick Dempsey is the head of the precinct, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is another one of the cops. It's kind of freaking me out seeing these actors playing the old people because, never mind. I still have plenty of hair and the skin of a fetus bathed in oil of Olay. We're going to move on. Michael C. Hall narrates the show, and the young version of him in the show is played by Patrick Gibson. He's an Irish actor I'd never seen before, and he absolutely nails the speech and mannerisms of Hall. It's great fun to watch all that, and all the actors doing impressions of the originals. Even the guy who plays young Masuka, the office perv, you heard it in the trailer. He's got the laugh down so well that it almost steals the show. The show's got a jaunty pace, which is what you look for in shows about serial killers. If you like the original series, this won't actually feel like someone's defiling it. There are moments involving Dexter's first kill and his dad drilling the code into him that seem like they kind of have a toe in young Han Solo territory, but nothing that'll make you shout, "Oh, come on," at the TV, which I absolutely never do, and never with dirty words that my landlady hears ever. All right, publicists, listen up. Here's your pull quote. Your greed and refusal to let any decent work of popular art have a dignified end makes me ill and angry, but the Dexter prequel's pretty watchable, and I would like to exsanguinate you for that. Now, here's a postscript, a long postscript. Not everything's about me, but this sort of is. As a comic book writer, I wrote a number of Vampirella books. You know her, horror character, been around since the 60s, wears sort of a Borat type of revealing costume that would get the attention of adolescent young comic reading boys. Different writers wrote Vampirella different ways. My Vampirella stories, we called her Vampy, they were one-shot pop culture parodies. And when Dexter was still in its original run toward the end, I wrote Vampirella meets Baxter. You got to change the name so you don't get sued. And boy, did I have fun with that, with Baxter. I mean, I think I called his Dark Passenger. You had references to the Dark Passenger, which essentially is his urge to kill. I called that his Shadow Rider, and I took it in a supernatural and fairly disgusting direction you'd never see in the show, while amping up the absurdity of Dexter having these long conversations with his dead dad, Harry. I mean, Larry, because we don't want to get sued. Now, this was before the Dexter TV series ended. And I'm here to tell you that I wrote an ending with Baxter disappearing to the Pacific Northwest before the actual finale of the show that outraged everybody so badly, in which he moved to the Pacific Northwest. I don't know what they were thinking with the show. It just seemed like they were kicking over the card table. I was living in Seattle at the time, and my thought was, well, the Northwest has more than its fair share of serial killers. It's probably because of all the miserable, rainy, cloudy, depressing weather, and Baxter, would fit right in there. I didn't win anything for this, and I also don't make a dime if you read the book. It's in a collection called Vampirella Bites. It's also got satires on True Blood, Buffy, Fluffy, and other stuff. You can probably get it free online from the library. I got my insultingly low page rate when I turned in my script back in 2013, and I'm not telling you any of this because I stand to gain a single thing. I'm telling you because if you're a Dexter fan like I am, I love the show, you might find the story funny and cathartic. We all have favorite shows that go off the rails, and we wish we could burn them to the ground with satire or rewrite them or comment on them somehow or otherwise just inhabit the characters. It was even fun to write his sister Deb. I mean Babs, with her hilariously filthy mouth. That was what I was afraid of with the trailer, that she was going to swear. I'll just leave you with this. There's going to be another sequel series called Dexter Resurrection, with Michael C. Hall reprising the role of Dexter. In other words, he didn't really die after getting shot by his annoying son. And to that I say, you pieces of crap, do you have to wring every last drop out of absolutely everything? Have you no decency? That's your Rahner report. Mo, are you a Dexter fan?
No, I'm actually not, but you're making me become one. The way you describe it, I never had any real interest in it, but if I should begin, I will start with this series and watch it in a more sequential way.
It's kind of an irresistible premise, which is a serial killer who's almost a superhero the way he is depicted. I mean, he's got a costume that he is standard for when he goes out to kill. And he only goes after bad guys. He's a killer who kills bad guys. And Michael C. Hall is terrific in it. The whole cast is tons of fun. And I'm not kidding you when I say watching all these young actors do their impressions, it could easily devolve into an SNL sketch, but it's just a ton of fun. They somehow managed to dodge the bullet of the young fill in the blank.
It's usually hard for me to get into prequels because I like to see this story advanced, not go back to the beginning, because I know there's no stakes. If someone was in the original series or movie, well, I know in the prequel they can't die.
Yeah.
You know, there are limitations placed upon what the prequel can do and where it can go.
Yeah, you know, Dexter survived. Well, he survives everything. He even survived getting shot by his annoying son. He survives it all. But it's a lot of fun because it's got the exact same look and feel and sound and rhythm of the original show. You have it on your shelf right along with the others if you still collect that kind of thing, and it won't feel like crappy fan fiction like some of this stuff does.
I think you might have convinced me. Just might have convinced me.
You're going to owe me for another one.
I wouldn't say that. It's Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And I have an addendum to the movie Red One, which was originally in theaters. Now it's available on Amazon Prime. I saw it, and I want to update my review on it, given that it's now on Amazon Prime. That's next.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Earlier in the week, I made passing mention of the movie Red One, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and also Chris Evans. And I said something to the effect of, it wasn't bad. I didn't dislike it. It was fine for Amazon Prime. In fact, even though a lot of stuff on Amazon Prime, depending on your subscription now, has commercials, this presentation of Red One, and to let you know at the very beginning, this presentation of Red One is commercial free with the exception of the commercial right at the beginning, and it's by Capital One. I mentioned that because that meant that Capital One paid a boatload of money for that spot. When I go back and look at the budget for Red One, it was $250 million. That's more than Avengers Endgame, okay, with all the stars in that. No movie which costs $250 million to make, and I'm assuming that's including marketing and promotion. I don't know. I'll just make that assumption. No movie costing $250 million starring Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans could ever make its money back on its own in the theater. It's just, and that's not a diss of Dwayne Johnson. That's not a diss of Chris Evans. It's just that historically they don't do gangbuster box office like that. Not even Dwayne Johnson. Now, he's had movies which have done well, but they were larger ensemble pieces. Same with Chris Evans, but they were the two principal actors in this movie. In a buddy cop style movie, you'd see The Rock and maybe Kevin Hart. It was along those lines. And let me say again, it wasn't a bad movie. It seemed really mismarketed, and it couldn't figure out whether it was going to be a movie for kids, because the storyline is pretty much about remembering your childhood and remembering the magic of Christmas. And it didn't make sense when you saw some of the imagery and some of the dialogue in the movie, which was much more adult. As a man, I appreciated the women walking around in bikinis and thongs. Don't get me wrong. I really did appreciate that. but it seemed incongruent with the overall message of the movie. And when I remember how it was marketed, it didn't seem like it was for me. It seemed like it was more a kid's movie, and it's caught somewhere in between. I talk about all that only to say this. It's another example of why streaming is so great for the consumer, but it's horrible for the movie theater. Red One is at the top of Prime Video streaming, and it's doing record numbers. Record. I don't know how that works out financially for Amazon or even Red One, but it doesn't do anything for the movie theater. And in the movie theaters, the movie didn't make over $250 million. I have to look it up, but it hasn't made money yet. And that says to me that movies are being made now knowing good and well they're not going to spend any time in the theater, and maybe there's another fee that they can charge when they sell it to streaming. I don't know what the deal was, and that's what you're going to see. These big balloon budgets, they'll stay in the movie theaters for a few weeks, and then they go to streaming. And me, the avid movie consumer, had no intentions of watching this movie in theater, but I was more than content watching it at home as part of my Amazon Prime subscription. I halfway enjoyed it. I did the dishes. I was cleaning up. I was working out on the treadmill. It's one of those halfway to pay attention movies, and I was satisfied.
You said it cost how much to make?
$250.
Ooh, yikes. So far, it's worldwide total. Worldwide is 176.
Okay, yeah, they're not making their money back because they have to make at least $400 million.
Yeah, it made 93 in the U.S., 83 in other territories.
I just don't know who said yes to this as far as that this movie with these two stars, unfortunately, neither of them are bankable, could justify a $250 million budget. And I'm just assuming that's including marketing and promotion.
Now, see, the thing is, it's weird because The Rock is also one of the co-stars of Moana 2, which is doing gangbusters. And that film is primarily The Rock and the female lead, who you don't know who that is. It's just she's the voice of Moana. So it's basically a Rock movie. He is the star. He is the focus and all of that. It's about him, redeeming himself again. So he is bankable in that. That film is almost at $1 billion or something.
I don't know if people are going to see that movie because it's The Rock or they just want to see the story. Because, yeah, I know he's a part of the movie, but I don't know if people were running to the theaters because it was him. All I'm saying is Red One is another example of the evolution of theater entertainment, how we consume it, and how they're spending goo gobs of money, but they're not getting return on that investment when they're doing these movies, which have these theatrical releases and all the marketing promotion consistent with a theatrical release, and there's no way they're going to make their money back. That's a long way of saying another nail in the coffin for movie theaters. You're not going to get these big budget movies. They're not going to stay in theaters all that long. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, look, it's snowing. No, those are bills. Oh.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You wake up, put on your Ray-Ban Meta glasses. You're living all in. You realize you need coffee, so you say,
Hey, Meta, how do I make a latte?
Brew 2 shots of espresso.
After Meta AI gets you caffeinated, you're ready for some beats.
Hey, Meta, play hip-hop music.
You head to meet some friends, but can't remember the place.
Hey, Meta, call Eva.
Ray-Ban Meta glasses, the next generation of AI glasses. Just say, hey, Meta, to harness the power of Meta AI. Shop now at meta.com/smartglasses.
Upgrade your holiday entertainment with the Vizio 5.1 soundbar, now just $198 on Amazon. Enjoy immersive audio with 3 full-range speakers, 2 surround speakers, and a wireless subwoofer. Plus, with Dolby Atmos, you'll experience sound that flows all around you. Listen to your favorite holiday songs on North Pole Radio with iHeartRadio in no time, thanks to Vizio's easiest setup ever. Whether it's a gift for someone special or an upgrade for yourself, the Vizio 5.1 soundbar makes the season sound spectacular. Get yours for $198 on Amazon today.